Coming up in this part of the episode here, this is part 2 of the respect. I didn't want to put all of it in the first part because I just didn't want it to be a super long episode, so this is part 2.
I'm gonna have to rain down a godly fucking firestorm on you.
This is weird time we're dealing with the Americans. Now, as you can plainly see here, this is the Farragut. And again, I have played on the public test, so therefore I know what I'm talking about. This is not something that's just randomly generated and everything else like that. As you can see here, I have priority target. Again, you can see basically my builds are fairly standard. Priority target, adrenaline rush, superintendent, again, concealment expert, and advanced firing training. Okay, well, normally I would just, again, respec, as I showed you before with the discount, and remove this one here. But in this case here, I'm actually going to completely get rid of this captain here, move him from the Farragut. Do not have a commander for my Colorado. All right. And I'm going to go into Battleships. Yes, I do play Americans and Japanese. All right. And I'm going to take the commander for the Farragut. So I'm just going to show you another aspect of respecing here. I'm going to assign it to the Colorado. Then the next thing you want to do is use coins to retrain for 50%. And this ship here. Okay, so now the commander is trained in the Colorado, but he cannot use any of his skills. Well, in this case here, I am going to click on the plus button to accelerate the crew training, and I'm going to use Commander's XP to change its specs over to the Colorado. So I'm going to click yes. Now some people probably will ask, well, why would you do that? Why would you take it out of a DD and put it into a battleship? Well, in this case here, again, in this battleship, I can use the priority target, still the same way I would before. General and Lush, again, just like before. Now, a lot of people would use the Vigilance. I don't in the Colorado. I don't need to. But that will be a skill that I will get later on, which will be my next skill. But I feel that it's more important to, again, because I tend to get a little bit stuck in and everything else like that. So I can use my heals to heal up. And of course, I have Concealment Expert. Now, in this case here, the advanced firing training does nothing to my guns. It strengthens my AA defense, but it does and strengthens my secondaries. So 20% firing range to my secondaries, 20% firing to my AA is great. So in this case here, it benefits me to literally move the captain from destroyer to battleship. And I don't have to respec it other than that point here. Again, later on I will be coming back to another 3-point skills. Next thing I would get is get vigilance to, for my torpedoes and everything else like that, so I don't get hit with them. I still have a fair amount of Commander XP left over, but essentially that's what you would do. Now, let's go back to the D. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to my videos to stay up to date with the latest happenings. Now, I don't have too many American DDs because, again, this line is actually a Japanese line. That's where my primary focus was at, and I liked it, and then it just got nerfed, and nerfed. Then I started going down this line here to basically the battleships because I was playing with my wife, and I wanted to show her how to do and everything else. So after that point there, I was like, I'm done with this. So now we go to battleships. Now, we're in the battle one now with the DD. Again, I still have the same basic party target. Adrenaline rush. Again, superintendent, because this is the way I always play. Now, most other people had either basic firing training for really the guns, or this one. I always played more for my teammates, meaning that I would use my smoke to come up and smoke up a teammate and everything else to that, and go spot and everything else. That was always my play style. So it doesn't affect me as much for everybody else. Again, but my next set of skills, it's only a 6-point captain right this second. I could, use free this XP that I have to boost this up, but I'm not going to. But after this point here, I would not get this. The next one, of course, would be concealment expert, and then after that, any other skill other than advanced firing training. Okay. So let's look at the cruisers. All right. BG. Again, my specs are different from everybody else. Priority target. Preventative maintenance, because you do not want any of your guns out of action. Adrenaline rush. Smoke charges, again, because you need smoke for this build here. And I use radio location. The reason that I use radio location, because I used to want to hunt down everything else. But now, since that's no longer a viable option, concealment expert is where you need to go at, because again, since you're firing your guns and it goes out to its maximum range, it's more important to get this than this. But I'm not going to change it right this second here, because I do have limited funds on how much I have. But I'm just saying, I will go next time around. Party target, general rush, superintendent, concealment expert. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to my videos to stay up to date with the latest happenings. The Joni. So for most people to have 10-point captains, and I have a lot of 10-point captains, because I'm just starting to get into some of the cruisers. Again, priority target, adrenaline rush, again, demolition expert, concealment. You do not, I repeat, do not want to go advanced firing training. So let's go back and again, let's look at the modules. Again, now a lot of people have the module where they want to, again, mine is, I don't go for standard things. I guess I was always an oddball on how I played, but it's very simple. Let's look at a tier 8. Again, I always went for the secondaries because I like to get in close. Very close. Let's look at the preventative maintenance, because this ship here always had its steering knocked out. Even though you're better off knowing how many people are shooting at you, but if your steering is knocked out constantly, it doesn't really help you. So preventative maintenance for me, adrenaline rush, demolition expert, concealment expert. That's how my cruisers are laid out. Again, this is my motivation. No, just no. Well, I'm gonna make this one short again. This is Warp 103 is saying warp out, have fun, and we'll talk to you later. Hit that like, subscribe button. We'd sure appreciate it. The channel would greatly appreciate it. Have fun, warp out.